Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Namaste and welcome to the evening session on in our Weekend with Wisdom series. We are discussing on the topic APAROKSHANUBHUTI, realizing the self-evident. We have Swamini Sadvidyananda Saraswati ji. Namaste Swamini ji.
Namaste.
For the benefit of our audience who are joining us this session, who weren't able to join in the morning, I would like to give a brief introduction to Swamini ji. Swamini Sadvidyananda Saraswati ji is a disciple of Pujya Swami Dayananda Saraswati ji, a great exponent of Vedānta and Hindu scriptures. She is teaching Bhagavad Gita and Upanishads in Gujarati in different towns of Gujarat. Under the banner of her trust, Arshavidya Tirtha Navsari, she has translated and published more than 37 books of her revered Guru, Swami Dayananda Saraswati ji, into Gujarati. From 1998 to 2003, she also translated voluminous book on Bhagavad Gita, Gita Home Study, into Gujarati for the benefit of those who can understand it better in one's own mother language. She has also attended and presented papers in various conferences such as National Education Conferences in Pune and Gwalior, Sri Vidya International Conference, Mysore, Namami Shankar, Bhashya Parayanam, Kanyakumari, Vedanta Conference, Rishikesh. We had a wonderful session in the morning. We are very, very grateful to continue the study on this topic in this time, in the evening as well. Thank you so much, Swamiji. Over to you.
Om Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om Om Shanno Mitra Shamvarunaha Shanno Bhavatvaryama Shanna Indro Gruhaspatihi Shanno Vishnururukramah Namo Brahmane Namaste Vayo Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahmasi Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahma Vadishyami Ritam Vadishyami Satyam Vadishyami Tanmam Avatu Tadvaktaram Avatu Avatu Mam Avatu Vaktaram. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Saha Vidyan Karavavahi Tejasvina Vadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahi. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sadashiva Samarambham Shankarācharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Shruti Smruti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaran Loka Shankaram Shankaran Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Veda Vibhagine Vyoma Vadvyapta Dehaya Dakshina Murtaye Namaha Nidhaye Sarva Vidyanam Vishade Bhavaroginam Gurave Sarva Lokanam Dakshina Murtaye Namaha. Om Namah Pranavardhaya Shuddha-Gnaneka-Murtaye Nirmalaya Prashantaya Dakshina-Murtaye Namaha. Namaste to all. So Shankaracharya has given 4 questions. Koham kathamidam jatam, ko karta, asya karta, upadanam asti iha kim. So now from the verse 44 we can see that what is the upadanam of this creation. I am Brahman, but this Jagat Prapanchasya Satyada. So now we are inquiring into that, whether this Prapancha is Satya or not. So we saw that Chaitanya is only one. There is nothing else than Chaitanya. So in 44th verse, Shankaracharya gives the example, Rajju Gnanat Kshanenaiva Rajju Hui Sarpini. The moment you know this is Rajju, this is rope, there is no more snake, understand? In the same way, Tadvat Chitihi Sakshat Vishwakarena Kevala. Chitihi, the Chaitanya. Whatever here is one consciousness only. The entire creation, the whole consciousness is in the form of this Vishwa, Vishwakarena Chitihi. Understand? Why? Because Upadanam Prapanchasya Brahmanasya Anyana Vidyate. The Brahman, the Vastu is the Upadan Karanam of this entire Jagat, Vishwa. The clay is the material cause of the pot. So pot cannot be separate from the clay. We can say the clay is in the form of the pot. Similarly, the Chiti, the Upadan Karanam Brahman is there, which is in the form of this creation. That means, understand, we started with Sat and Chit. The Sat means what? The existence consciousness is known to you. But we limited the Sat between the birth and death. So we say no, Sat is what? Nirvikari. Sat is not limited by time. The same way we saw that Chaitanyam, I am Chaitanya, Chit Swarupa, but that Chit Swarupa is limited by this body. Outside body there is no consciousness. That is what we thought. So now we say, Chitihi Vishwakarena Vidyate. Understand? The consciousness is not only within this body, Antarbahishchatat Sarvam. Understand? The whole creation is nothing but the consciousness. Because the consciousness, the Brahman is the material cause of this. Tasmat Sarva Prapanchoyam Brahma Eva Astina Itarata. And not other than that. The whole creation is nothing but Brahma Eva. Sarvam Khaluidam Brahman. Understand? So once we say that Sarvam Khaluidam Brahma, everything is one non-dual consciousness. So this very beautiful question Shankaracharya is asking. So once one non-dual consciousness is Vyapya Vyapakata Mithya Sarvatma iti Shasanat iti Gnate Pare Tattve Vedasya Avasaraha Kutaha. Where is the Veda? This is me and this is Aham, this is Idam. There is no Veda, understand? It's a one non-dual consciousness. And when it is a one consciousness, where is a Vyapakta and Vyapya? All pervasive consciousness, when I say, where is all pervasive? Understand? Vyapakta is only from the standpoint of the Jagat, we say consciousness is Vyapakta. From the standpoint of consciousness, it is only one non-dual consciousness. And therefore, Shankaracharya says, not I am telling you, the entire Shruti is telling the same thing. There is no Veda. Mrityu samrittimapnoti nana iva pashyati. In Kathopanishad, Yamaraja says, if you see the Veda, nana means not nana what we call in our relationship. Nana means anekata. So, mrityu samrittim gacchati. Understand? So Dvaita is, there is a Ninda of the Dvaita here. Dvaita is criticized, that there is no Dvaita. From the standpoint of the Nama Rupa, there is Anekata. there are many alankara, many ornaments are there from the standpoint of the nama rupa. But from the standpoint of the suvarna, it is one and the same. Understand? Brahma eva sarvanamani rupani vividhani cha karmani api samagrani vibharti iti shruti jagau. Understand? So everything is Brahman only. Why? Because everything is born of Brahman. Brahmanaha sarva bhutani jayante paramatmana. Brahma is upadhan karanam. From the Brahman, everything is being created, and therefore everything is Brahman. There is no non-duality. Suvarna jayamana suvarnatvam cha shashvatam. Understand? From the gold, we created the ornaments. That means what? All ornaments are nothing but the gold. So where is aham and idam? Understand? There is no aham and idam. Aham also is a consciousness. Idam also is consciousness. Purnamadaha purnamidam. Understand? This is also one non-dual consciousness. This is also non-dual consciousness. See, that is why in the last lecture I said Arthaspuranam is required. Everything is Brahman means what? It's not only on your tongue. You understand everything is one consciousness. We call Sat and Jada, Jada and Chaitanya. Understand? So in the ignorance avastha only there is a duality is there. From the standpoint of the knowledge, there is no duality. That means what? Yasmin sarvani bhutani atmatvena vijanataha navaitasya bhavet moha na shokaha advitiyataha. The one who has realized that I am everything. For him, what is the cause for its delusion? What is the cause for its sadness? Ayam atma hi brahmaiva sarvatmakata sthitaha. Understand? So that is what we have to understand. That everything is nothing but non-dual consciousness. Nirdharitam shrutya. Shruti. Vedānta Upanishad, you see, Kathopanishad, Mundaka Upanishad, all Upanishads are telling the one and the same thing. That everything is one consciousness. From the standpoint of the Upadhi, this is Aham, this is Idam. From the standpoint of the consciousness, it is one and the same. That means what? Everything is one consciousness. What we call wall, the wall also is what? Consciousness. What we call body is also consciousness. If everything is consciousness, understand now, then why we have a bheda of jada and chetan? We call this wall is jada, this mobile is jada. But this body is Chaitanya. Jad and Chaitanya. So, Jad also is consciousness. Chaitanya also is consciousness. One Chaitanya. So, what is that which makes this one Chaitanya? This is also Panchamahabhuta. This body also is created from Panchamahabhuta. This Jagat also is created from Panchamahabhuta. But this body is Chetan. Sensation, insensation, what called Jad and Chetan. Why this is sensation? Why this Jagat is insensation? Because this body has a capacity to hold the Sukshma Sharira. Understand this difference. Everything is consciousness, but Jad, why it is Jad, but there is no Linga Sharira, there is no Sukshma Sharira. Whereas in this Sthula gross body, there is a Sukshma Sharira, which makes it conscious. Do you understand? See the light. The wall, you see because of the light. But this wall is refracting the light. Understand this word. Paravartana, it is called in Sanskrit. Paravartit. But if there is a mirror, then what happens? Pratibimbita, reflection. Therefore, this entire creation is Sat Pradhanam. Sat, existence is very clearly seen. All prani jagat, what we called, is a conscious Chaitanya Pradhan. With consciousness is being expressed, being manifest in this body. Why? Because Sukshma Sharira, Satvika, being Satvika, it is like a mirror, it reflects the consciousness as it is. And therefore, the consciousness is being reflected in the Chitta. That consciousness is being reflected in the mind, Chidabhasa we call it. Reflected consciousness. That consciousness, the reflected consciousness is again reflected in the senses. And then one sense, what we call tvacha, the skin, the sense of touch, is all pervasive in this body, and therefore this body looks conscious. And therefore, because of the reflection through the linga sharira, this body is chetan. There is no linga sharira in this inert object, and therefore it is inert. But inert object also is a consciousness. This is also conscious. And therefore, everything is being created from the consciousness. Everything is conscious. Nirdharitam Shrutya, in 55th verse, Shankaracharya said, this is how it is being concluded, Nirdharitam. By the Shruti, that everything is Ayamatma, Brahma, understand? Everything is one non-dual consciousness, which is Brahman. Now comes the second word of the title. APAROKSHANUBHUTI, understand. Anubhūtaha piyayam lokaha vyavārakshamaha prisata asadrupo yatha swapne uttarakshana bādataha, understand. So from the verse 56 to 59, Shankaracharya has given certain examples to make us understand this properly. That Anubhūtaha, we experience this world. And because, see, this is a very important thing we need to understand, that knowledge and experience are completely different. The experience has nothing to do with knowledge. Understand this properly. Lot of people are making mistake here. Experience and knowledge, there is no connection. We experience this entire world. Do you mean that it is true? Understand. We experience Suryodaya. Every day morning we see the Suryodaya. If you are in Chennai, if the eastern coast is there, every day you see the sun is rising from the ocean. If you are on the western coast, every day you see the sun is setting in the ocean. This is your experience. So are you telling that sun is rising from the ocean and sun is setting in the ocean? No. Experience, I always tell, experience is a dumb fellow. It doesn't give you any knowledge. All these sentences, what is that? Practice makes the person perfect. Experience, he is very experienced person. What is experience? Nobody learns anything from experience. Because experience is not a knowledge. See, entire all these dhyana sampradayas, understand, even certain bhakti sampradayas, they all go after this one particular divine experience. What is this? All nonsense, understand. I already told you in last session. Certain places I am very shrewd. Anubhava, experience is one thing, knowledge is completely different than that. Never make mistake. And that's why Shankaracharya, anubhūtaha piyayam lokaha vyavārakṣamaha. Though this entire creation is available for the vyavāra, transactions, still it is asadrupaha. It's not exist at all. Yatha swapna uttarkshana bādataha. Gaudapada says, Karika, he says, Swakale satyavad bhati prabodhe sati asad bhavet. When you are experiencing, understand this now, when you are experiencing the swapna jagata, you don't say, I am dreaming. It is a waking state. At the time of the experience of the swapna jagata, it is a waking state. It is a jagrata avastha. Coming to this jagrata avastha, it becomes asat. You are experiencing every day. But you don't gain any knowledge. Swapna jagarane alikaha swapnepi jagaranahi dvayameva laye nasti. Understand? Jagarane swapnaha alikaha. Understand? Alikaha means mithya. In jagrata avastha, there is no swapna avastha. In swapna avastha, there is no jagrata avastha. And both of them is being resolved in the sushupti avastha. Ubhayo nasti. Sushupti avastha, there is no jagrata avastha, there is no swapna avastha. Both are being resolved into the laya. Understand? And all three experiences, swapna avastha when you say, jagrata avastha when you say, sushupti avastha when you say, you are the one who is common to all. Swapna avastha, you are there. Jagrata avastha, you are there. Sushupti avastha also, you are there. Understand? Trayameva bhaven mithya gunatraya vinirmitam asya drashta gunatitaha nityaha eka chidatmakaha. You are that consciousness which is common in all the state of mind. Understand? So you are common to all the state of mind. Swapna avastha also you are there. Jagrata avastha also you are there. Sushupti avastha also you are there. That means what? You never sleep. You don't sleep at all. You are that consciousness which is witnessing the sleeping of the mind. But you superimpose the mind upon you and you say, I slept well. Understand? In the sleep, there are two experiences are there. Amaham kimapi na janami maya sukhena nidra-anubhūyate. Understand? The experience is there. Nothing is there. Aham kimapi na janami. And I am experiencing, look at this, I am experiencing the sukham. Sukhena maya nidra-anubhūyate. That means what? You don't sleep. You are the witness, Sakshi Chaitanya. Witnessing, nothing is there in the sleep. See, sometimes you call somebody. Nowadays, all these mobiles are there. Those days, telephone was there. You call somebody. And a small child answers the phone. Or a maid answers a phone. Hello? Now what happens? You call somebody and you name, with the name you call. Hello, Ramesh. Now the person, a child or a maid, make this sentence. This is very common. Nobody is home. Then who is answering phone? If nobody is home, who is answering the phone? You understand? Same way. There was nothing in the sleep means what? You are there to say that there is nothing. Sukhena nidra anubhūyate. And there is a happiness in there in the sleep. That is you. This has to be the revelation that I never sleep. I am that consciousness which never sleeps. This is realization. Understand? Because I am that, you have to realize this. That I am that consciousness which is not limited by this body, which is not limited by avastha traya. So, from verse 59 to 64, Shankaracharya gives different types of the drashtanta. Murayatha mrudi gato nama kanaka kundala bhida shuktakau rajadakhyati jiva shabdastatha pare. What is jiva? What is atma? What is a paramatma? So he is giving different examples that as there is so many pots in one clay, in reality there is no pot. There are so many ornaments in one suvarna, but there is no ornaments, it's suvarna only. Vrittiketeva satyam. No, but we experience this world. Yatha eva vyomni nilatvam yatha niram marusthale purushatvam yatha sthanu tadva vishvam chidatmani. Understand? You experience this. Yatha vyomni nilatvam. There is a blueness is there in the sky. Do you think the sky is blue? No. You see the water in the desert. Yatha shunya vaitala. So many examples he is giving here. There is a taranga in the water. So, do you mean that there is a real taranga? No. There is a waves are there. There is no really waves, water only. So he gives very nice example. Ghatanamna yatha prithvi patanamna hitantavah jagannamna chidabhati gneyam tadvat abhavatah. Ghatanamna. The ghatanama is there, but it is what? Prithvi, the clay. There is a patanama is there, vastra, cloth. But what it is there is what? Tantu. Thread is there. Same way, Jagat Namna Chidabhati. Understand? We already discussed. The Nama is there on your tongue. But when you look into this, nothing is there. Do you understand that? Ghata Nama is there on your tongue. Outside, when you look into it, it is a clay. Where is the pot? Vacharam Vadam Vikaro Namadheyan. In reality, there is no pot. It's a clay only. You know, we live in this Bharat. It's a Lokashahi. So we go by what? Majority. If you accept the majority, then you have to accept that there is no pot. Look at this. You have 5 senses. Through 5 senses, you are experiencing 5 objects. Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. Correct? Now look at this one pot. See this properly. When you say pot, let us analyze this pot through the senses only. Forget about anything else. When you buy a clay pot, nowadays there is no clay pot, all filter water. Clay pot, the pot water is healthy water. It's good for your body, not this filter water. Whatever, I am also drinking filter water. You know, first time in our house when we brought the filter. And then filter water we started drinking. My mother had a question. Because daily we have to put the lamp near the tulsi, near the pot, water pot. Why? Varuna Devata, it is called Varuna Devata. Our body, 70% is what? Water. It's a Varuna Devata. So my mother was asking, where should I put the lamp? Diya kahan rakhna hai? Because she had a habit of the clay pot. Near the clay pot, she was putting this lamp. So when you buy this clay pot, first thing what you do, tak, understand? Why? Now tell me. That is Shabda. When you click on that, so that sound, now tell me. The sound you are hearing, is it the sound of pot or sound of clay? If you say it is the sound of pot, then same sound should be there when it is a silver pot. Is it so? No. The sound of clay pot and sound of metal pot is separate, different. That means the sound is sound of pot or sound of clay. By the sound only you know this is a clay pot. You don't even have to see that. Do you understand what I'm telling? The Shabda belongs to the clay, not the pot. Now sparsha. When you touch, what your sense of touch is telling you? This is pot or this is clay? Your ears are telling this is clay. Your touch also is telling this is clay. It is a touch of the clay, understand? Not touch of the pot. When you taste it, what your tongue is telling? Are you tasting pot or you are tasting clay? The sense of taste is what? Clay. When first time you put water, you pour water in the clay pot, what happens? There is a very beautiful, very sukshma, fragrant is there. Now tell me, gandha. So that smell is smell of pot or smell of clay? Your four senses are telling this is clay. The Shabda is telling this is clay. Touch is telling this is clay. Taste is telling this is clay. Gandha is telling this is clay. Only your eyes is telling this is pot. Where is pot? Tell me. It is clay. Vrittiketeva satyam. Understand? There is a name pot is there on your tongue. Ghatanamna yatha. Same way. Tantu, patanamna. Same way. Jagadnamna, Chidabhati. Understand? The word we hear, this Jagat we say. The words are there on your tongue, but in reality it is what? One consciousness. Sarvopi vyavharastu brahmana kriyate janaihi agnanatna vijananti mrudevahi gatadikam. Understand? Because of the agnana, ignorance of the consciousness, one non-dual consciousness, we think we are transacting in this world. Understand? Brahmarpanam, Brahmahavihi, Brahmagna, Brahmana Hutam. Everything is Brahman. Understand? In 4th chapter Gita, Bhagavan says what? Everything is Brahman. The transaction, what we call, the action which we call, that is also Brahman. Karta also is a Brahman. The doer also is a Brahman. So Bhagavan takes the example of the yajna karma. Understand? Everything is Brahman. Brahmana hutam. The one who is offering the oblation is who? Brahman. The oblation, Brahmahavi. The oblation, Ahuti also is a Brahman. Havi also is a Brahman. Brahmagna. That is offered in the fire. That fire also is a Brahman. To whom you are offering? Indraya swaha, Indra Sedam namama. So that Indra, to whom it is going to go, this offering? Brahmaivatena gandha. The Indra also is a Brahman. Everything is Brahman. Agnanatma vijanand. Because of the ignorance, you don't know that everything is one non-dual Brahman. I am speaking, the speaker also is Brahman, the body also is a Brahman, the listener also is the Brahman, the seer also is the Brahman. Everything is Brahman. Okay, if everything is Brahman, then you said this Brahman is a Karanam and this Jagat is a Karya. You only told Karya Karanata Nityamaste. Where is the Karya Karanata? When you say pot, then I say clay is Upadana Karanam. Understand, this is very, very subtle point. What is Karya Karanam? Jagat is Karya and Brahman is Karanam. When you are seeing the pot, I say the pot is being created from the clay. The clay is Upadana Karanam of the pot. But when we analyze what is pot, Mrittiketeva Satyam, just now we analyzed that. There is no pot, it is clay. When I said that it is not pot, it is clay, where is the Karya and Karan? Do you understand? When you say this is pot, then I have to say this is the cause is the clay, Upadana Karan, material cause. But once I realize there is no pot, it is clay only. Where is the Karya and Karana? No. There is no Karya Karanam, understand? Karanam is there because you see the Karya. But when the Karya is not there, there is no Karanatvam in Brahman. Don't throw baby with the bath water. Karya pot is not there. Doesn't mean that Karana mitti, that Jagat is, the clay is not there. It's there. But there is no Karanatvam. The causeness is not there. Grihamane gate yadvad vrittikayati vikshamane prapanchepi brahma eva bhati bhasura. Understand? As long as you are taking this world as real, then we say the Brahman is Upadan Karanam, Nimitta Karanam. But once you realize Sadeva Atma Vishuddha Asti, it's one non-dual consciousness is being experienced. Why I have to say word experience? Anubhūti, understand? Once you realize that this is one consciousness, then where is a Karya and where is a Karana? Understand? So whole Jagat is, this entire Jagat means this body also understand. So this entire world is nothing but conscious. In the same way, from the verse 68 to 86, Shankaracharya says that as this entire creation is one consciousness, this upadhi also is what? Consciousness. Understand? See this equation. Pot is clay, clay is not pot. Body is Atma, Atma is not body. Senses are Atma, Atma is not sense. Mind is Atma, Atma is not mind. Do you understand? Deha is Atma because the existence of the Deha is because of the consciousness. But consciousness is not Deha. Still, those who are deluded, vimudena dehatvena tatha atmatha, understand? Still, the people, those who are deluded, they take Atma as a body. Body is Atma, but there is no vice versa. Body is Atma, but Atma is not body. Mind is Atma, Atma is not mind. And therefore, with giving examples, ornament is gold, but gold is not ornament. Pot is clay, but clay is not pot. Understand? So, only the deluded people only. Vimudena dehatvena tathatmata. Understand? So, the people, those who have not understood the reality, they only take this body, this Atma as body. So, it gives so many examples are given, understand. From 68 verse to 86, Shankaracharya gives different kinds of the examples. Potena gacchata pum sarvam bhati va chanchalam tadvadatmani dehatvam pashyati agnana yogatah. Pota means the what you call nava. So, when you see the ship is moving, but if you are sitting there in the ship, what happens? Though the movement is there in the ship, you think that everything else is moving in different directions. It's same in the train. When you're sitting in the train, what happens? The train is moving. But when you are sitting in the train, what happens? Everything looks going in different direction, opposite direction. Tadvadatmani dehatvam pashyate. So all activities, karma activities are going on. It is because of the body, these all activities are there, because body is being superimposed on the Atma, and therefore dehatvam. The body is superimposed on the Atma, and therefore all the activities being done by the body is superimposed on the Atma. So Atma is karta. I am the doer, understand? So, with reference to the body, with reference to the eyes, with reference to all these things, understand? He goes in detail. So, whatever is there, body is, birth is there, activities are there, understand? So, all these activities, all the qualities of the body, mind, senses are superimposed on the Atma. Body is tall, I am tall. Body is fair, I am fair. Mind is sharp, I am sharp. Mind is active, I am active. Mind is disturbed, I am disturbed. Understand? So with different type of the examples, Shankaracharya is giving us. He gives very beautiful example. If you see in the cloudy days at night, if the clouds are moving and the moon also is there, it looks like moon is moving. Understand? Abresu satsu davatsu somaha dhavati bhati evai. It looks like moon is running, understand? But moon is not running. The clouds are running. So, with different examples, Shankaracharya is telling that all that dehadhyasahe and evamatmane avidyataha dehadhyasahe jayate, not knowing the true nature of the self, that it is all pervasive, one non-dual consciousness, all this dehatma body, mind, sense complex, what called dehadi sangata, it is called. It is superimposed on the Atma. Once you know, parignanat liyate cha paramatmani sarvatmataya gnatam jagat sthavara jangamam. When everything is Brahman, sarva bhavanam abhava, when everything is, it's not, there is nothing, everything, understand. It's a one non-dual consciousness, Brahman. So where is the question of body now? When everything is Brahman, then you cannot separate. No, but this is my body. You know? This is my divine body. My guru body is a divine body. It is also Panchamahabhuta. Understand? So he's telling, when everything is Sthavara Jangama, everything, movable, immovable, sentient, insentient, everything is one consciousness, then how can you spare your body or your guru body? Dehasya cha atmata kutaha. So this is called anubhūti, not experience. Anubhūti means not experience. It's a realization that you are one non-dual consciousness. When you realize that you are one non-dual consciousness, it is called anubhūti, not anubhava. When you say, I experience, what is experience? Do you understand now? Experience is based on the senses and mind. But senses and mind are also not separate from the consciousness. And therefore, sarva atmataya gnatam, once everything is being known as Atma, sarva bhutastham atmanam sarva bhutani cha atmani ikshate yogi yukta. Everything is one Atma. Atma va idagam sarvam. Atma va idagam sarvam. Whatever here is one non-dual Atma, the self. Knowing this and gnatam, atmanam satatam janan kalam nayamahamate. Now, once who has realized the self as a one non-dual consciousness, that means Jivatma also is a consciousness, Paramatma also is a consciousness. Taranga also is a jalam. Wave also is a water. Samudra also is what? Ocean also is water. There is no water. There is no wave without water. There is no ocean without water. Do you understand? The reality of the wave is water. The reality of the ocean also is water. Jivatma also is a one non-dual consciousness. Paramatma also is non-dual consciousness. One and the same consciousness. That is you, understand? You are that consciousness. You have to realize that you are consciousness, which is all pervasive. From the standpoint of the samudra, there is a taranga is there. Upadhi bheda is there. One is a Maya Upadhi, other is Avidya Upadhi, Jiva. Maya Upadhi, Ishvara. But both of them are is one. One non-dual consciousness. But paradox or contradiction is, See, understand this now. Can you see a wave without seeing the water? Can you see a pot without seeing a clay? No. Right? Means what? Without seeing the material cause, you cannot see the effect. When you say this is pot, you are already seeing the clay. The contradiction is you experience. Now, do you understand? You experience this world. But if the Brahman is the Upadana Karana, material cause of this world, when you see the world, you have to see the Brahman. When you see the wave, you see the water. That means when you see this world, you should see. Now I have to use word should. You should see Ishvara, Brahman there. You can't. Why? Because it's you. You understand? It's you. You are that consciousness which is in the form of this world. You are the Upadan Karanam of this Jagat. That means what? Pot depends on the clay. Clay doesn't depend on the pot. Pot, existence of the pot is because of the existence of the clay. Pot is depending on the clay. Clay doesn't depend on the pot for its own existence. Similarly, you are not depending on this world for your existence. The existence of this world is you. You are that Swatantra. Swatasiddha Swaprakash Chaitanya. Whole world is depending on you. But ulta ho gaya, Hindi mein kehte hain. It has become opposite. You are depending on the world, which world is depending for its existence on you. This is called the delusion. This is called the moha, mudhata. This is a realization that I am not depending on this world. The world is depending on me for its existence. The one who realized this, he is called the wise person. Gnani, we call. Now, once I understand this. Once you understand this, you are that consciousness. You are that existence consciousness, Satchit, which is Ananda. Then you don't have to depend on the world for your Ananda, for your happiness. Because you don't understand that you are Satchidananda Brahman, you are depending on this world for your existence, your reality, for your Ananda. And therefore, you are not depending on this body, body depends on you. This is called the knowledge. This is called the anubhūti, realization. That you are a consciousness on which the entire creation is depending. You see the sun. Understand now this. You see the sun not because there is a sun. You see, therefore there is a sun. If you don't see, there is no sun. Everything is on you. You are that consciousness, that Sakshi Chaitanya. So now, from 89th verse, Shankaracharya talks about the wise person. The person who has realized that I am that Aparoksha Atma, which is non-dual consciousness. Person who has that APAROKSHANUBHUTI. Then what will happen? A lot of people are worried about this. When I started teaching this Vedanta, one person came to me and asked me, Swamini, you are teaching that this world is not there. I am that consciousness. Once I will realize, what will happen to my family? Where is family? See, that's why the problem with this realization is a half realize, or half knowledge is a dangerous knowledge. When everything is mithya, family also is what? Abhava. Abhavat sarva bhavanam, understand? That's what Gita Bhagavan says in the beginning only. Sataha abhavaha na vidyate. You are that existence consciousness where you never experience the abhava, non-existence. Can you say, I am not? You cannot say that. You cannot experience the non-existence of yourself. Asataha bhavaha na vidyate. Nasato vidyate bhavaha, na bhavo vidyate asata. Asataha bhavaha, existence. There is no existence of the pot, understand? It is clay. There is no pot, understand? It's you. Sarva bhavanam abhavat. When nothing is there, where is my family, my body? Still, from the standpoint of this Jagat, when we say wise person, what happens? So, Shankaracharya says in 89th verse, Atmanam satatam janan, having seen, having realized the self. Kalam naya mahamate prarabdam akhilam bunjan na udvegam kartum arhasi. There is a prarabdha karma is there. Shiyante chasya karmani tasmin drashte paravare gnanagni sarva karmani bhasmasat kurute. Knowledge does two things. There are two things are there in knowledge of the self-knowledge. One is it removes the ignorance. We already said. By knowledge, you remove the ignorance. Agnanena avrutam gnanam. Gnanena tu tad agnanam nashitam. The knowledge removes the ignorance. Not only that, the knowledge is like a fire. See, fire also has the same thing. There are two qualities of the fire. One is a prakasha and dahana kriya. The light illumines the object. And there is another called dahanam. It burns. So, Agni illumines the object and it also burns the object. Same way. The knowledge destroys the ignorance. And also it burns the karma. Gnanagni sarva karmani bhasmasat. All actions are being destroyed. Now, when we say all karmas are being destroyed, we say there are three types of the karmas are there. Whenever we had a human body, we created so many actions, so many karmas are being done, and those actions are there in our account, which is called sanchita karma. Accumulated actions are there, done in the previous birth. Then agami karma, the new karmas are being created here, which is called agami karma. But from this sanchit karma, this prarabdha karma is being created because of what? You have this body. It's called prarabdha karma. Why prarabdha? Prakarshena arabdhatvat prarabdha. That which is very well initiated, arabdha, started, initiated. So when we say gnanani sarva karmani bhasmasat kurute, it destroys all the actions except prarabdha karma. Why? Because it is already started fructifying. Already started initiating, giving the result of the actions. So in Shastra, we give the example of the mukta ishuvat. The arrow, once you release the arrow from the bow, you cannot stop it. Understand? It keeps moving as long as there is momentum is there. See, from the bow, we gives the momentum to the arrow. So as long as that momentum is there, it keeps moving. Similarly, this prarabdha karma is what? The actions that which have gained the momentum of giving the result of the actions. And therefore what happens? It continues till it ends. The momentum of prarabdha karma is there. And therefore, the prarabdha karma is not destroyed by the knowledge, it's there. See, that's why I'm telling you, this whole creation is beautiful, well-planned creation. And therefore, it's very difficult for us to tell it as a mithya. So, this prarabdha karma of wise person is there. Therefore, wise person are available for us to learn this Shastra. If by knowledge everything is destroyed, the person also will disappear. Prarabdha karma is gone, everything is disappeared. No. Bhagavan made this arrangement that prarabdha karma is there, then only this wise person are available for us to learn. Understand? Sadashiva Samarambam Shankarācharya Madhyamam Asmadācharya Paryantam Vande Guru Parampara. The first namaskara is not to Guru. First namaskara is to Guru Parampara. We are saluting the Parampara. This Parampara is available because the prarabdha karma is there. But what wise person is doing? Kalam Naya Mahamate. Understand? He spends time. Kalam Naya. He enjoys prarabdha karma. So Pujya Swamiji used to tell us, prarabdha karma is a bonus for this wise person. Why? Because he can enjoy this knowledge. Because of the prarabdha karma only he can enjoy this knowledge called Jivan Mukti. Though he is going through his prarabdha karma, he is liberated. Moksha siddhi is there. So he is enjoying knowledge, he is enjoying the liberation also. That's why this prarabdha karma is bonus for the wise person. It is not a burden for him. He enjoys that liberation, Jivan Mukti. There is a book, Jivan Mukti Viveka. What is that? How he enjoys this knowledge, how he enjoys this liberation, this moksha during the prarabdha karma. That's why Shankaracharya in 89th verse says, Prarabdham akhilam bhunjan na udvegam kartum arhasi. There is no udvega. Whatever prarabdha is there, it is there. It's not that everything is going to be the pink and purple for wise person. No. There can be black and blue also. I hope you understand what is pink and purple and black and blue. Understand? Manushya Deha is because of what? In Prashnopanishad it is said, Punyena udvam gacchati. And there are too many punyas are there, the person goes to heaven, Swarga. Papena do gacchati. Lot of papa karmas are there, the person goes to the hell, Naraka. Ubhayena manushaloke. Understand? When both Papa Punya are there, almost equal are there, then only you gain this Manushya Shari. That's why Manushya Shari both is there. Papa and Punya, Mishra. That's why Swami used to tell, all of us has to have the same last name, Mishra. Why? Because this human body is a Mishra of Papa and Punya. And in that also, Punya is never more. It is never 50-50. It is always 55-45. The 45 is Punya, 55 is Papa. And can be 60-40 also. 40 is Punya, 60 is Papa. And therefore, Dukhesu anudvigna manaha sukhesu vigata spruha vitaraga bhaya krodha sthita dhir muniruchyate. Dukhesu anudvigna manaha. There can be the non-conducive situation in the prarabdha of Gnani also. But he udvegam na kartumarasi anudvigna manaha. Understand? His mind is not perturbed by all these non-conducive situations. Or he is not being elated by the conducive situation. Papa brings the non-conducive situations, Punya brings the conducive situations. Understand? Situation is situation. Can be conducive, can be something else. And therefore, both Papa and Punya in the form of the prarabdha karma is being realized. But what a wise person? Udvegam kartum na arhasi. He never regrets for anything. Even if there is a Papa karma is realized, Papa karma is fructified, so non-conducive situations are going to be there in the life of wise person. But he is not being perturbed by that. Understand? And therefore, in 19th, what we discussed in 19th verse, he said, Utpannya pi atma vijnana prarabdha naiva munchati. The prarabdha karma is never being released. Understand? Yat shruyate shastre. So prarabdha karma going to continue for wise person. Though there is a knowledge, the Atma Gnanam removes the Sanchita karma and Agami karma. Prarabdha karma is not being removed by Atma Gnanam. It continues. But while going through one's own Prarabdha karma, don't use word destiny, understand? All these English words have their own connotation, which we don't need to bring here. Papa is a Papa, understand? Don't say sin. And all these English words are creating a lot of confusion in Vedanta. Paramatma, Supreme Self. Param doesn't mean supreme, understand? Param means that which is not limited by time, space, and object. Limitless is called param, not supreme. And then we have supra consciousness. What is this? It is non-dual consciousness. Where is a supra and inferior? Nirvishesha Brahma it is. There is no Vishesha. We add Vishesha, supra consciousness. So certain words we have to use as it is. Never translate them. Papa is a papa, not sin. Prarabdha is a prarabdha, not destiny. Understand? Prarabdha is not something which is given by Bhagavan. It is your own karma, understand? Based on your karma, only this prarabdha karma is being created. So, there is a prarabdha karma. Understand? So, in 91st verse, from the standpoint of this world, we say there is a prarabdha karma. Tattvajnānāt udayād urdhvam prarabdham naiva vidyate dehādīnām asattvattu yatha swapna avibodhatah. In reality, having tattvajnānam, APAROKSHANUBHUTI, when the realization of the self is there is no prarabdha karma. Why? There is no karma. Na kartutvam, na karmani, na karma phala sanyogaha. Swabhavastu pravartate. Understand? From the standpoint of the self, there is no prarabdha karma. But from the standpoint of this jagat, we say there is a prarabdha karma. So, from the standpoint of the wise person, Gnan, Tattvajnānāt urdhva. Tattvajnān udayād urdhva. Why? Because there is no karma, there is no karma phala. From the standpoint of the Atma, there is no kartutva, no bhoktrutva. When there is no kartutva, where is the question of karma? This is another problem of Vedantis. Forget about the world. The problem of Vedanti. Knowledge. Understand this. There was a birth, now there is no birth. No. Najayate mriyate va kadach. You are that consciousness which is never born. When you think I am born, you are not born. You think you are going to die, you never die. Understand? This another thing is, nobody can experience one's own death. Can you experience your own death? No. How can you? Because you are there, very much there. The bhaya, the fear of the death is imaginary. It's not real. Because you have never experienced that. Still you say, I am dying, I am born. And therefore Bhagavan says in Gita, kadachit. Kadachit is important. You are never born, you never die. You are never karta. Not that after knowledge you are a karta. Now also you are a karta atma. You are a bhokta atma. You are non-doer. Non-enjoyer. Therefore, from the standpoint of the conscious being, consciousness, there is no action and there is no result of the action. And therefore, there is no prarabdha. There is a question of karma. Where there is no kartutva, where there is no bhoktrutva. State of being doer is not there. State of being enjoyer is not there. Where is the action and where is the result of the action? So from the standpoint of the non-dual consciousness, there is no action. And therefore, from the standpoint of the wise person, there is no prarabdha karma. It is only play. Dehadinam asattvatu. Why? We already saw this body is not there at all. It is not existent. Where is the question of prarabdha? Karma janmantariyam yat prarabdham iti kirtitam. The actions which are being done in the previous birth, those karma is fructifying in the form of the prarabdha. But we already established janmantar abhavat pumsaha naivasti karhachita. Understand? Previously also there was no birth. Kadachit, you were never born. Where is the question of action? Do you understand? It's not that after knowledge there won't be any birth. There's a Vedantin are making mistakes. After knowledge there won't be any birth for the person. Punarjanmana vidyate. Bhagwan said in Gita. Hey? Before telling Punarjanmana vidyate, Bhagwan already told Najayate mriyate va kadachit. You are never born, you are never dying. When there is no birth, where is a karma? When there is no karma, where is a karma phala? Understand? And therefore Shankaracharya says that there is no previous birth for Gnani. Where is a question of this birth? Janmantara abhavat. Understand? Previous birth also was not there. This also is not there. Swapna deha yatha dhyasta tatha evam iha deha ka dhyastha kuta janma janma bhavehi tat kutaha. Understand? There is abhava of the janma. There is no janma at all. Understand? There is no janma. There is no prarabdha karma. There is no prarabdha karma phala. Same way, there is no jagat. Why? Upadam prapanchasya mrudad andasya kathyate agnanam chaiva vedantaihi adasmin drashtekva vishvata. From the standpoint of this transactional world, we say prarabdha karma. But we already proved that this world is not there. When this world itself is not there, there is a question of your prarabdha. See, that's why it's called, in Sanskrit, it's called pratiti kala. Understand? Pratiti kala. Here I can use the word when you are experiencing. Do you understand now? When you are experiencing the snake, that time also there is no snake in the road. It's called pratitika. The person who is seeing the snake and he is afraid of that, he's so much frightened. His whole body is, perspiration is there. Deha kampanam is there. His eyes also are bhaibhita. The fear is seen in his eyes. He can't even open his mouth. He's so frightened. So all the experience of that person, is it real snake? No. Though there is no snake, but because he sees snake, all these experiences are there. So at the time of that snake also, when he's seeing the snake, that time also there is no snake. Same way, you are experiencing this world. At the time of experiencing this world, at the time of experiencing this prarabdha karma, it is not there. Na nirodha, na utpattihi, na jatah, na mrutah, na baddhah, na muktah. Understand? Ajatvad it is called. From the standpoint of the consciousness is nirvikari. We already saw. Avyaya. There cannot be any change, modification in the consciousness. So where is the question of actions? So actionlessness is you, akarman. Nishkarma it is called. Shankaracharya's student Sureshwaracharya has written the whole book on that. Nishkarma siddhi. You cannot prove the action itself. Nishkarma. The absence of action is there. And absence of this world also is there. The entire world is not there. Where is a vyavhara kala? Where is a prarabdha karma? Understand? Therefore, even in the pratiti kala of the sarpa, there is no sarpa, there is no snake. Same way. When you are experiencing this world, when you are going through this prarabdha karma, the gnani knows there is no prarabdha karma. And therefore, na udvegam. Understand? So Shankaracharya gives example of this Rajju and Sarpa. That person who is experiencing the Sarpa, though Sarpa is not there. And now do you see that experience and knowledge so different? Experience has nothing to do with this knowledge. Therefore, anubhūti is realization. You understand clearly that you are one non-dual consciousness. And therefore, Shankaracharya says, Rajju rupe parignate sarva pranti natishtati adhisthane tathagnate prapancha shunyatam brajet. When the adhisthana, the substratum of the sarpa is Rajju, the rope, once the rope realization is there, there is no snake. Same way, that adhisthana, the substratum of this creation is one non-dual consciousness, is being realized. Where is the world? Dehasyapi prapanchatvat prarabdhavastitihi kuta. Deha also is what? Prapancha. So where is the prarabdha karma? Agnani jana bodhartham prarabdham bhakti vaishmruti shrutihi. Only from the standpoint of the ignorant people, Shruti is also accepting the prarabdha karma. Understand? From the standpoint of the realized person, wise person, there is no prarabdha karma. But from the standpoint of the ignorant people, Shruti also is accepting the prarabdha karma. Why? Kshiyante chasya karmani tasmin drashte paravare. Understand? Bahutvam tan nishedhartham. Bahutvam means that bahuvachana is there. Kshiyante chasya karmani, the bahuvachana is there. And therefore, everything is being destroyed. Uchyate agnaihi balachay tadanartha dvayagamaha Vedāntam matahanam chayatah gnanam iti shrutihi. Shankaracharya says, if you accept, in 99th verse Shankaracharya says, if you accept the prarabdha karma, understand? Then there are two defects are there, understand? If by force you want to prove the prarabdha karma, then there will be two defects. What is that? Anarthadvaya agamaha. Then you are accepting the duality. Do you understand? If you accept the prarabdha karma, then there will be duality. This body is there, this jagat is there, there is object of enjoyments are there, there is a means of enjoyments are there. duality is there. The body is there, the senses are there, means of knowledge are there, and there are object of knowledge. Anartha-dvaya agamaha, which is not acceptable. Anartha means what? That which is the cause for all kind of the calamities in your life. That is a dvaya. If you accept the prarabdha karma, then you are accepting the dvaita. Not only that, if you accept the dvaita, Vedānta matahanam cha, Vedānta, it is one non-dual consciousness. So, Vedānta mata is Advaita. So, you are going against the Shastra. You are accepting the Dvaita and you are going against the Shastra. There are two defects are there, understand? Anartha dvayagamaha Vedānta matahana. And therefore Shankaracharya says, in reality, we cannot accept the prarabdha karma as a real. From the standpoint of ignorant people only, we are accepting the prarabdha karma. So, now from the 100th verse, once the realization is there, because of the habitual error, we already said, because of the habitual error, which is called viparita bhavana. See, you yourself is a conscious being, Satchidananda Brahman. You, the self, is conscious being, is Satchidananda Brahman. But you don't know. The ignorance is there. And so now we have to have a realization to remove the ignorance. Knowledge is required to remove the ignorance. And so you go for the Shastra Shravana and you see that knowledge. So in the Shastra, we say there are three pratibandhakas are there. Mala vikshepa avarana. In the path of this self-knowledge, these three pratibandhakas are there. Mala vikshepa avarana. One more thing I want to make clear here. In next session, tomorrow we start with 100th verse, understand? But I'm making the background for this verse. That to know the self, these three kinds of the pratibandhakas are there. Mala, vikshepa, avarana. So let us get the example of the sun and the water. See, any knowledge is going to take place in your intellect only. Make sure this, understand this properly. Any knowledge takes place in your intellect only. Bhagavān also in 6th chapter, you are that Niratisha Sukham Atyantikam Yat. You are that limitless happiness you are. Atyantika Sukha. But how do I know that I am limitless happiness? So Bhagwan says, Atindriyam, it cannot be realized through the senses. It is beyond the senses. But buddhi-grahyam, look at this. It can be known, grahyam, known through the intellect. Therefore I say, any knowledge takes place in intellect. See, therefore, all these people, this meditation, you go beyond the mind. Manasaya eva idamaptavyam. Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. By mind, by intellect only, you have to realize that you are non-dual consciousness. Understand? Now, these people are telling you go beyond the mind, beyond the intellect. Then how are you going to realize? Understand? Buddhi is the place where you are. Understand? See, Untitled Upanishad. Satyam Gnanam Anantam Brahma. How do I know? Yo Veda Nihitam Guhayam. Buddhi Guha. You realize that. Yo Veda. The one who realizes that non-dual consciousness, limitless consciousness. Satyam Gnanam Anantam Brahma. Understand? In your buddhi only, you are going to know that you are non-dual consciousness. Understand? So, if the knowledge has to take place in the intellect, there are three pratibandakas are there in the intellect. Suppose I want to see the sun. I can't see the sun directly because it can destroy my sight. So what I do? I see the reflection in the water. So there is a bucket of water is there. But if it is covered, then there won't be any reflection of the sun because it is covered. So but it is open. But the water is not steady. The chanchalatvam is there. The wavelets are there in the water. Then you cannot see the sun properly. It is a broken sun. If it is a blue water, then sun will look blue. You understand? Same way. Your intellect is there, which is a means of knowledge. But if there are three pratibandakas are there in the intellect, mala, vikshepa, avaran. Understand? Raga-dvesha is a mala. We already saw. Because of this raga-dvesha, mala, impurities. Mala means impurities. Vikshepa is chanchalatvam, perturbed mind, disturbed mind. So if there is a malinta, if there is a impurities in the mind, then you won't see the self as it is. If mind is disturbed, then also you don't see the self as it is. And when it is covered, there is no question of seeing the self. Therefore, entire Veda is important for us. In Gita, Bhagavān says, Yogina karma kurvanti sangam tyaktva atma shuddhi. The actions, the karma kanda is meant for the purification of your mind. When with niskam bhava, karma is done, sangam tyaktva. Giving up the attachment towards the action and the result of the action, when you are performing the action, it purifies your mind. So therefore, the karma kanda is meant for the purification of the mind, not to gain the punya to go to heaven. Then aranyaka is there. Aranyakanda is there, where there are a lot of meditations are given. Don't think meditation is useless. It is useful. So, meditation brings the naischalyam in your mind, steadiness of the mind. So, through the action, you purify your mind. Through the meditation and different kinds of upasanas are given there. Through the upasana and meditation, you purify your mind, atma shuddhaya, and you make your mind steady. vikshepa nivrutti. And by the Upanishad Shravanam, Shastra Shravanam, you remove the ignorance. Is it clear now? Karma Kanda is meant for removing the impurities. Aranyaka, the Upasanas are meant to make your mind steady, stable. And Shastra Shravana, Upanishad Shravanam is there to remove the ignorance. Clear? So, removing the ignorance, understand. When we remove the ignorance, then there can be samshaya. By Shravanam, there can be samshaya in our mind. So by Atmavare Shrotavyaha Mantavyaha Nididhyasitavya. So first is to be listened. So you listen to the Upanishad Shastra through Guru. There is no self-study of Upanishad. You have to study under qualified Guru. So by Shravanam, you remove the ignorance. But there can be samshaya. How I can be all pervasive? I am one body. How can I be not having birth? So there can be a lot of samshayas. So by mananam, while doing the Shravanam, Guru itself does this kind of the mananam, creating the samshaya and removing the samshaya. Or sometimes Shishya asks the questions and remove the samshaya. It's called mananam. Atmavare Shrotavya, Atmavare Mantavya. By manana, you remove all kinds of the confusions and doubts. So Shravanam, Mananam is done. Still, there is a Viparita Bhavana. Because from so many births, we are taking ourselves as a body, mind, sense complex. So it has become the habitual. In English, it is called habitual error. See, suppose your house. Every day you are using the switch on the left side of the door. So now it is set in your mind, the switches, all the switches are there on the left side of the door. Then because it is very old house, everybody decided, your son and your mother, everybody decided, let's have a renovation of the house. In the renovation of the house, the switches are moved to the right hand side. Now what will happen? You only decided that let's put these all switches on the right hand side, not the left side. You decided, you made an instructions, and then the person, the electrician came and did all the changes. But when you go, when you enter home, habitually your hand will go on the left hand side. Why? Do you understand? Habitual error. Then you only realize, oh, no. Now it is on the right hand side. So you are using this house only from last 5 years. In 5 years, you have developed this kind of the habit that all the switches are on the left hand side. Now you change it. You yourself change it. Still, when you go, you use the left hand. Then you realize, no, right. Do you understand? Now, this taking oneself as a body, mind, sense complex is not 1 day, 1 year, 5 years. From so many births, Ananta Kala, understand? It has become a habit of taking oneself as body, mind, sense complex. And therefore, even after Shravana Mananam, that habitual error is going to be there. And to remove the habitual error, Viparita Bhavana, we have called Nididhyasanaṁ. So, Shankaracharya in 100th verse is telling, Tri Pancha Angani Atha vakshaye purvoktasya hi labdhaye purvokta. What is being said there, that you are non-dual conscious being, to establish in that knowledge, I am going to give you 15 steps. Understand? Three pancha angani atha vakshaye. Taihi cha sarvaihi sada karyam nididhyasanaṁ evatu. Through this all, not 1 and 2, all these 15 steps are required. Sarvaihi sada karyam. When you follow these 15 steps, it is a Nididhyasanaṁ which helps you to remove the habitual error and establish into the true nature of the self. So, tomorrow morning session, we start this Nididhyasana topic. Any question? Shri Hari?
Thank you so much, Swamini ji. So many examples which you gave help me relate some of the concepts in a very practical way. Thank you so much once again for that. Dear viewers, please post your questions in the chat box and I shall ask the same to Swamini ji. We have one question. Yeah. Can experience be converted to knowledge?
Why you want to convert experience into the knowledge? Why not knowledge direct? When I say this is mobile, this is mobile. Why you have to convert into experience into the knowledge? Don't do that. Experience is experience and knowledge is knowledge. Understand? We don't need to convert experience into the knowledge. Knowledge is knowledge. Suryodaya, when I say, when I am experiencing the rising sun, why should I convert it into the knowledge? Because when there is no real rising of the sun, so what is the knowledge then? How we are going to convert the Suryodaya experience into the knowledge when it is not there at all? Do you understand what I'm telling? What you are experiencing is not there. When it is not there, how are you going to convert into the knowledge? Because the earth is moving and therefore you are on the earth. First thing is there, from the standpoint of the earth, there is a sunrise and sunset because earth is moving. So experience is experience. Understand that this is experience. That's it. And there is no reality there. That is what we have to understand. Knowledge is knowledge. Am I clear? Please post if they have any doubt. Let the person post anything if not clear.
Yes. Meanwhile, may I ask the next question, Swamini? What is the English translation of Tika by Swami Vidyaranya on this work of Sri Shankara?
What is that word?
What is the English translation of the Tika by Swami Vidyaranya on this work of Sri Shankara?
Tika?
Yes.
Tika is a commentary.
Yes. So someone is asking for the English translation of Tika of Swami Vidyaranya of APAROKSHANUBHUTI of Sri Shankara.
You mean you are asking if the translation available or not?
Yes. The viewer is asking if that English translation of Swami Vidyaranya ji's Tika on this text is available.
No. There is no English translation of the commentary of Vidyaranya is there. The what you call the book, English book is available from Ramakrishna Mission, but it doesn't give the entire what you call the translation of the Tika. The book is available, but that is not the commentary is not translated entire. Am I clear?
Yes, Swamiji. I had a question. So you were saying how there is this constant change and impermanence about Jagat, constantly changing, and there is no reality to it. It is not real. And also, you through the talk, Swamini ji was able to say how the different faculties, how it works, how it functions, like the senses, the mind. And I was sitting and just thinking, I mean, what is this grand play? Why is this all this way? And what is the purpose of all of this? The senses and the mind to be outward, and to superimpose again and again our identification. How it has become habitual, rather.
Because of so many births, from so many births, we have taken ourselves as a jiva. I am jiva. I am limited being. The jivatma, the jiva bhava is there from so many births. And therefore, it has become the habit for us that taking oneself as limited, taking oneself as a body, taking oneself as a mind. So, because of so many births, we are going through it. It's anadi, understand? Not even many, it is anadi. Understand? The ignorance is anadi. This is another point which people are not understanding. Let me make it clear. See, anadi kala paryantam. This world is anadi. Adi means the beginning. See, that is where the science and Vedanta doesn't come together. I don't take Vedanta as a scientific understanding. It is not a topic at the moment. Sometime we'll discuss that. But science is science and Vedanta is Vedanta. Don't take it as a same thing. Understand? Both of them are using their own logics. Science has its own logic and Vedanta has its own logic. Understand? Am I clear?
Yes.
So, when we say anadi, it's a beginningless. That's why we have chakra, Shrushti chakra. In the chakra, there is no one beginning point.
Right.
See, they take it as a linear. Science goes linear, Big Bang. We don't go by that. It's a chakra, Shrushti chakra we call. So there is no beginning. Anadi kala pariyant. Anadi kala pravruttaha. So, this anadi kala pravruttaha means so many years are gone. When the anadi kala pravruttaha, then ignorance also is what? Anadi. Ignorance is anadi. Tattva bodha, if you see, the ignorance is anadi. There is no beginning of the ignorance. Why? Logically, suppose you say there is a beginning of the ignorance. So, the moment of the beginning, before the moment of the beginning of the ignorance, there should be the absence of ignorance. Am I clear? So suppose you say ignorance has begun. So before the beginning of the ignorance, there should be absence of ignorance. Then only there is a beginning. Now, if you accept the beginning of the ignorance, then you have to accept that before the beginning, there is absence of the ignorance. If there is absence of the ignorance, what will be there? Knowledge.
Right.
If knowledge is there, is it possible that ignorance begins? Therefore, ignorance is anadi, beginningless. But you can bring end to the ignorance. Gnanena tu dagnanam nashitam. By knowledge, you can destroy the ignorance, but there is no beginning of the ignorance. Now, we already saw agnana. If the ignorance is beginningless, then how many births are gone? So many. Endless births are gone. Understand? Endless time we have gone through the human body, we have gone through the mosquito body. Every birth is endless. And therefore, anadi kal, it is not 5 years or 10 years or 5 janmas. It's anadi kal, we are taking bodies one after another, one after another. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam. Understand? And therefore, this habit has become, I am body, mind, sense complex. And therefore, it's very drada. We'll see all that in next day. That it's so much in imbibed in ourselves that it's very difficult to see that I am not body. Am I clear?
Wonderful. Yes, Swamini ji. Thank you so much for that explanation. May I ask another question? You were mentioning about how from the the highest standpoint, or from one standpoint, even prarabdha is not real. Could you please explain the difference between the transactional standpoint and the highest experience standpoint with respect to prarabdha?
Why you are using highest experience? What is the word highest experience? Why you are using the word highest experience? Either the lowest
ultimate experience, can we say? Okay.
Realization.
Realization. Okay.
So it's state of realization. You say don't say highest realization.
Okay.
Just say state of realization. Am I clear?
Yes.
Yeah. So from the standpoint of the consciousness, nothing else is there. Advaita. So from the standpoint of consciousness, except the conscious, nothing else is there. Matta parataram nanyat kinchid asti dhananjaya. 7th chapter, Bhagavān says, there is nothing other than me. Everything is Ishvara. Ishavasya idagam sarvam. So when everything is one consciousness, where is the karma? When there is no karma, where is the prarabdha karma? And therefore, from the standpoint of the knowledge of non-dual consciousness, there is no prarabdha karma. But from this transactional world, we have to accept the prarabdha karma.
Very wonderful.
Because the prarabdha karma is required, then only we can have a wise person. Do you understand? From the Ishvara Shrushti, from the standpoint of the Ishvara Shrushti, all this karma, karma phala, prarabdha karma, gnani, and gnani is there, which helps us to remove the ignorance. And that gnani also had a gnani, understand? Guru Parampara. That's why we have to accept the Guru Parampara. There cannot be self-realized person. Nobody can have self-realization by oneself.
Right.
One need Guru. And that Guru also having a Guru. That Guru also has a Guru. So who is the first Guru? Sadashiva Samarambha. Understand? Ishvara is the first Guru. And therefore, this parampara also is transactional world. Understand? Parampara is a transactional world. That Shravanam, Shastra Shravanam is there. That is also transactional. Why? Because ignorance is there. As long as ignorance is there, we have to accept all this transactional world. Once the ignorance is removed, then nothing is there. So two standpoints is there. With reference to ignorance, we have to accept that. With reference to knowledge, we don't say it is not there.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for explaining the nuances between the two standpoints, Swami. We don't have any more questions. Shall we conclude the session?
So can I do the prayer?
Sure.
Om asatoma sadgamaya tamasoma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amrutangamaya. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Hari Om. Thank you.